Since the day I first posted on this topic, my article on stonewalling has consistently been my most popular. Stonewalling is withdrawing or refusing to respond to your partner. Hello, I'm Dr. Debbie, and I've been helping men, women, and couples grow together for more than 25 years. Now it's your turn to learn what I learned and taught as a couples counselor and university professor. You are the wise woman, and this is your personal development podcast packed with instant encouragement and practical tips. And men can learn about women too, because this is a safe place where women are valued and men are respected. We talk about biology, socialization, behavior, emotions, communication, and connection, because men and women are different. Always have been, always will be, and that's a very good thing. Stonewalling is withdrawing or refusing to respond to your partner. For men, it may be a response to their own confusion or due to them feeling overwhelmed. Early in life, men learn that they have to come up with the answers to problems on their own, so this behavior makes sense. For women, being stonewalled by a partner creates excessive anxiety and anger. So what's really going on? Please realize that most people, both men and women, stonewall as a defense against overwhelming anxiety. Think of it as a person's best attempt to calm everything and everyone in the midst of what feels like an impossible situation. One main reason men stonewall is that men hate conflict. Yes, men hate conflict. Many shut down in an attempt to slow it down or to avoid it altogether. Yes, that's stonewalling, and it invariably has exactly the opposite effect than the one he's hoping to achieve. If you'd like to know more, you can download the free Quick Start Guide, Why Do Men Stonewall? I'll put the link in the description below. Now, for the surprising side of stonewalling, it's actually much more damaging to the relationship if the woman is the stonewaller. Now, in response to that statement, a gentleman posted the following comment and question. He said, "I'm aware of my male ego. I can intellectualize this issue I'm faced with. I spend an inordinate amount of time qualifying the whys, hows, the possible misinterpretations before saying one word about how I'm feeling. But it doesn't matter. At some point, she will disagree. Here are her most popular ways. Number 1, I can't take this anymore. Number 2, can we talk about this later? Number 3, shouldn't you be working instead of dealing with this? This one really hurts. Number 4, or she'll change the subject and ignore what I'm saying. Number 5, or she'll pretend to listen, but meanwhile, she's only in her own world. Number 6, she'll play the victim. You're always complaining about me. Now, my response is usually, it's not a complaint, it's a concern. And if we manage to complete one of these conversations in a respectful and courteous way, we wouldn't be here again. Number 7, if I make one mistake as she sees it during an attempt at communication, for example, raising my voice slightly, she's done. I eventually end up losing my temper and saying something I feel I should apologize for, and always do so. She has a difficult time with apologies and acknowledging truth. You know, it's funny. I completely understand what she's doing. I was guilty of this in a previous relationship. However, this does nothing to heal the pain I feel. And here's the kicker. Other than this, she's the sweetest, funniest, nicest person I've ever been with. But my real need for what I term as real intimacy would seem to transcend this. Any thoughts would be deeply appreciated. Signed, Emasculated. P.S. I almost forgot. What's your reason for saying it's actually much more damaging to the relationship if the woman is the stonewaller? Wow, that's a great question. You know, the short answer is that men are more emotionally and relationally sensitive, and they're less likely to have the skills needed to repair the damage. That is, it's often very difficult for a man to express his vulnerability and to elicit the empathy and support he needs from his partner. So here's a question for you. Do you shut him out when he hurts your feelings or does something you don't approve of? The female version of stonewalling can be subtle, refusing to talk to him for a few minutes, or it can be dramatic, pouting, stomping out of the room, slamming doors, not speaking for days, etc. Do this experiment. Observe your own behavior today. Notice how often you stonewall in response to something he says or does. Remember, your stonewalling may be more subtle, so you'll have to be a diligent detective. Men and women are both capable of taking this approach when things aren't going well. However, in my clinical experience, it was most often the husband who would take the position of defending himself or withdrawing from conflict. Thank you for listening to this episode of A Wise Woman's Guide to Men and Marriage. What did you think? Did the information raise more questions? Do you want to learn more? Head over to A Wise Woman's Guide for show notes and links to the resources mentioned in this episode at awisewomensguide.com.